So this is Dash and Bash at the National Videogame Arcade. Originally I made it for Game City here 2 years ago, and now it's a, well, permanent, partially exhibition. The game takes place on these 4 screens with big green buttons attached to them. Players get given a card to look for with a picture on it, and then when the game starts, they'll see a bunch of cards flying around the screen. They need to find which screen has their card on it and bash the big button. But as it goes on, it adds in different rules, different twists and things, and all of these are there to encourage people to move around the space, have to dodge and weave in and out of each other, maybe even push each other around, kind of bash each other out of the way. And it's a very, I wanted to make a game about, playing in a physical space, making physical contact, and, everyone is moving a lot through the game. Dash and Bash was a sort of follow-up to a game I did for big touchscreens called Tap Happy Sabotage. So Tap Happy Sabotage took place on a sort of 27-inch touchscreen, and instead of looking for a button to press to get your card, you had to find it on the touchscreen and tap it. And then it would add in twists like you had to hold 3 of your card at the same time, or you had to drag your card out of the way of a baddie bouncing around the screen, which also meant that you could grab your opponent's cards and just throw them into the baddie. And so the idea with that game is that every different kind of round introduced some new twists, and with each twist, there was both there was the rules of how to play, which was a different kind of interaction with the screen, but that would also include a way that you could mess up your opponents if you kind of spotted it. The thing that I've kind of learnt through doing all these work is that it's not about, it's not about complex technology. It's not touch screens that make the game. It's not motion controllers that make the game. I mean, these are just big green buttons. But what's changed is that creating your own electronics, like using things like, I use an Arduino board to power all of this stuff. That makes it easy to set up stuff that's never been made before. But it's all simple. It's everyone gets a button, and it's what you do with that that makes it interesting. Behind the screens, there's a desktop PC. The buttons are all connected up to an Arduino board. And that's really just taking in inputs and passing them on to a computer. It's got 2 graphics cards in it and 2 HDMI outputs on each graphics card, and that's what's outputting the signal to the screens. The Arduino is the fun bit, because that's a bit, you can pull that out and plug that into other games and, try making different games with the same hardware. But beyond that, it's just standard computer kit, really. The game is built in the Unity engine, which I found has been very easy to work with, very malleable. So I really like Unity.
And how long did it take you to make? What's the process?
So the original Tap Happy Sabotage on the big touchscreens was probably about 2 or 3 months in development, and then I would start taking it on the road and taking it to trade shows and games festivals, watching people play, and just continually tweaking it based on how people interacted with it, which bits clicked with them, which bits didn't click with them. So it's anyone but your cards. It's the last one standing in this one. Continually improving that game bit by bit for about 6 months before I started work on this one. This version maybe took another month's work to get, into the state where it works with the 4 screens and the Arduino interface, and you've got the buttons and everything. And then took that to the Game City Festival, and during the festival I was continually making tweaks based on people playing it there and then, and when people left the room I would go in with a USB key and load in the new version. So, I mean, I think that's the reality of game development, and particularly with stuff that is for use in public spaces, is that you don't kind of have a development period. You test it out in secret and then you go, it's ready, let's launch it. You often have to go out with the prototype and try it out on real people as if it's the finished product, just to see how it works. and then expand it based off of what you learn.
It's a sort of evolution, is it?
Definitely, yes.
And if people are interested in playing these games, is this sort of venue the only place you could play a game like this?
So Dash and Bash is only here at the National Videogame Arcade. I've also, I will often be at games events and festivals, sort of touring around Codex Bash, which is another game I'm showing here. I'm working on a project at the moment to do a playable stage show. So the first version of this show I've been running here at the Game City Festival, and I want to turn that into something bigger and kind of roll that out into new venues. So really, it is a case of tracking me down and catching me wherever I am. But hopefully, as I take it to more places, people will start to say, oh, I want a copy of this for this venue. And I'll say, okay, I can rustle you up one, and maybe we'll see a few more of them. So watch this space, I guess.
We'd like to thank Audible.com for sponsoring Computerphile. And for you guys, Audible is offering a free book with a 30-day free trial. All you need to do is go to audible.com/computerphile, sign up, download a book and start listening. It's that easy. Now, today I'd like to recommend Seven Eves by Neil Stephenson. I have to confess I'm a fan of Neil's work anyway, and I also have to confess that I'm still halfway through Seven Eves, but it's a fantastic idea. It's gripping. It starts with the moon, the Earth's moon, breaking into pieces, and scientists predict that within a certain, maybe it's 2 years, that the moon will cause the Earth to be uninhabitable. So they have to work out who's going to survive by leaving the planet, or whether they're going to go underground, and how many people will leave the planet if so, and how they'll survive in space. So great book. Check out Seven Eves by Neil Stephenson, and thanks once again to Audible for sponsoring Computerphile. It really does make a difference.
The other two canisters are actually butane cylinders, which were discarded, and they act kind of like a gas capacitor. They're called accumulators, and they store gas close to where it comes out so that it can come out quickly.